Hey everybody, today I want to talk to you about an alternative source for heating your home. But before I do that, first thing I want to say is thank you very much for all of you that participated with us and joined us in the live stream Sunday night that we had with myself, Real World Prepper, and Zombie Farmer. We do intend to do more of them. Hopefully the next one will be better organized than this one. I don't really have any issues with the way it went this time, but I still think it could have went a little smoother. And that was our first one, so got to bear with us on that. But enough of that. But thank you very much. I really enjoyed you guys being there. Okay, this heater. All right, it's a kerosene heater, and I'll tell you why I didn't have one sooner and what I think about this one. This is not a review. I just bought this for myself, used it the first time Sunday night. And I want to give you my opinions on it. I purchased this as an emergency source of heat in case we lose electricity, which we do on a regular basis. It happens all the time here. All right, so to tell you a few things of why. I live in in 2020, this coming year, this house will be 140 years old. It's a 140-year-old farmhouse. It was built in 1880. It definitely has its issues. So heating is one of them. We only have the Eden Pure electric heaters that, they have a fan inside of them that blow the heat out, and they use glass bulbs in their heating elements to create the heat. They work really well for what they're made to do, but we only have two of them, and they certainly won't heat the whole house. We heat whatever rooms we're in at the time. We leave them running in those rooms. So when when the electricity goes out, we have nothing, and it gets really cold real fast in the winter. Our temperatures have been anywhere between 2 and 4 degrees for the last couple weeks now. And it has been cold outside. We have about a foot of snow on the ground. A lot of it's melted. We had 1.5 feet, I'd say. A lot of it's melted, but there's still a lot of it out there. And even today, if I remember right, when I looked at my phone last before I come in here, it was like 6 degrees outside, so it's cold. So that's why we got this. No electricity for us means no heat. So this is for our emergency heat, and it works fantastic. Now, I'll tell you about the unit. It's called KeroHeat, and it's a 23,500 BTU kerosene heater. It uses K1 fuel, kerosene fuel, which is, sometimes it's colored, but mostly it's clear. It's an indoor-outdoor kerosene heater, very portable. It's an excellent source for emergency heat, and that's what we purchased it for. Okay, this will heat up to 1,000 square feet. Now, we're going to get a second one, and that would be enough to cover a 2,000 square foot home. Our home isn't quite that big, so 2 of these will do a very, very good job of heating our home. I was amazed how well this worked. I've never wanted one in the past because, being as old as I am and old school, the only thing I could think of a gasoline type heater or a heating fuel type heater like kerosene or whatever, I always had in my mind our old Coleman camp stove and Coleman lantern, which use a white gas. I always called it white gas. I don't remember what kind of gas it is, but that's what we always called it. But highly flammable. Whew, very flammable. Okay. The cool thing about these is it's not highly flammable. One of the coolest things I saw in a demonstration was to have some of the kerosene fuel in a glass bowl, light a match, and just drop it in the bowl. Now, if you did that with anything else, gasoline-wise or Coleman fuel-wise, it'd be up in your face immediately. It would just instantly flame out all over you. Especially gas. But kerosene, you drop the match, a lit match, right into the bowl of kerosene, match goes out. It just puts it out. So it's very safe. Compared to other fuels, it's very safe. The heater itself, I told you it heats up to 1,000 square feet. It has a 1.9, I don't know why they don't just say 2, why they make it 2, a 1.9 gallon fuel capacity. The bottom of this ring around the bottom here, holds 1.9 gallons of kerosene. The kerosene, one fill up of this will last for 12 hours. It'll run for 12 hours on that, you might as well say 2 gallons of fuel, the 1.9 gallon. So, with that said, kerosene's not cheap. This is not something that I think you would want to run round the clock, day in and day out. An emergency source of heat, yes. While you're under an emergency situation, fantastic. You know, you should be able to afford to purchase enough kerosene to keep things going for an emergency, but I would not use this to heat round the clock. It would get too expensive. Kerosene. We got this at Menards. If I remember right, this ran us about $15. May have been a little more than that. But what we were noticing is most kerosene runs about $9 to $10 a gallon. So it takes 2 gallons for this. Okay, so, you know, it could get really expensive. Now, like I said, we got these 2 gallons for a little over $15, I believe it was. So you would want to use it when it's needed and not waste it, because that would get expensive. What else? It has an automatic shut-off feature. When it runs out of fuel, it will shut off on its own, which is really cool. It has a emergency shut-off. If it gets tipped over, it will shut off immediately. Okay? Which is really cool. Now, it came, as on the tip over point, it came with some legs that come out of this thing on all the sides, and they come out like literally like this far, very far out, so that this won't tip over. I'm telling you guys, we didn't use the leg. This thing is rock solid. There isn't going to be any tip. You know, you would have to tackle it to tip it over. I mean, it was just ridiculous, so we didn't put them on. But it does have that emergency shut-off safety feature. If it gets tipped over, it shuts off instantly. It has an automatic ignition to it. It starts up automatically. You don't have to stick a match in there or a butane lighter and try to light this thing. It's great. It is automatic. It has 2 batteries back here in the back, 2 C batteries. You push in here, this button right here. I hope, oh, you can't see it. Okay, see this? There's a button right there. You push this in. That will raise in here, that will raise up the wick, all right? While you have this pushed in, you turn the knob here. It will raise the wick, which actually looks like the head of a mop, of a string mop. It goes around the entire inside in here. And, of course, it's saturated with and soaks up the kerosene. So you raise the wick just high enough to hit the igniter. That will light the wick all the way around, just like your stove would look if you had a gas stove. And then you bring the wick down to about a 1/2 inch. You only want it about a 1/2 inch high. And after you do that, you just let go of it and close the door right there. And that's it. It's extremely easy to light, very easy to take care of. It took me about 20 minutes to put it together. It does come fully disassembled. You do have to assemble it. It comes with a manual. I didn't need the manual. We double checked the manual when I was done. We looked at it and double checked that I did everything correctly, but it wasn't necessary. You can probably figure it out. It comes with the little pump here. You put this part in your 2 gallons of kerosene. You put this in, and then you can take this here and fill it. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, you can. Over here on this side, right there, you open this up, and that's where you put the kerosene in. So it comes with the batteries, comes with everything you see, and the siphon to be able to put the kerosene in. They do suggest when you store it and you're not going to use it any longer that you take the siphon and you put it in there and you pump any remaining kerosene back into your storage, kerosene storage, before you store it for long term. What else? The flame, it says easy flame adjuster. It is. You just turn this knob right here. Like I said, you turn it until you get it up to ignite, and then you just turn the knob back down to your 1/2 inch. It's very easy to adjust the flame. The safety protected guard, that's this whole area on the outside. When this is hot, and boy, it heats up, I mean, just like that. It gets hot very quickly, the unit itself. From here down on this cage, protective cage, it's cool. But from this ring up, it starts to get very hot, especially, you can see these holes right all through here. All right, especially from that level, this gets hot. So if you touch this, you're going to burn your hand. If you touch up here, you're really going to burn your hand. So when you have one, be sure on the handle, has the handle on it. Be sure when you light this, you put the handle down. In our excitement, I hate to wrap myself out here, but I just need to be honest with you. In our excitement of getting it and using it, and we were going to watch a show on TV and have some dinner. We got it lit, had it sitting in the room. I left the handle up and forgot. As I walked past it to put my dishes in the sink, I just went to grab the handle and pull it down just because it was up and I was just going to lay it down. Big mistake, burnt my hand. Yes, it hurts. So when you get this, you want the handle down. Don't leave it up once you start it. Let's see, it weighs 22 pounds. I purchased it at Menards. That's a big chain out here in Kansas, okay? And there are other places too, but in Kansas, they're very popular. I like them much better than Lowe's and Home Depot. But so we do most of our business at Menards. It was $114 at Menards, and that came with the batteries, the unit, and the siphon. It does not come with any kerosene fuel. The kerosene fuel, like I said, it was something over $15, not much. We got this on sale. So that wasn't bad for 2 gallons of kerosene. Kerosene runs about $10 a gallon, 9 something a gallon, wherever you get it. Now, we were able to order, and we did, special order, a couple of 5-gallon kerosene containers, okay? You can get them in up to 5 gallons from your stores, but they have to special order them, and that's what we did, and we'll be picking those up this Sunday. So I suggest extra kerosene fuel if you're going to keep this and use this for emergency only. You do need to have enough fuel on hand because you don't know how long your emergency is going to last. What else? Yeah, 114 at Menards, and I just looked at Amazon before I started this video. At Amazon right now, it's $148. That's why I don't shop Amazon very often. Amazon is not the cheapest place to buy stuff. 114 at Menards, 116 if I remember right at Lowe's, 148 on Amazon plus shipping. I don't think so. So, well, sometimes you can get free shipping, but $148, I don't think so. So anyway, we're going to get a second one. So we'll have 2 of these, which is fantastic. That'll heat up to 2,000 square feet. It gets hot immediately. I don't know if I said that. This really puts out the heat. I mean, immediately. As soon as you light it and sit it down, it probably took 20 minutes to get both our living room and our kitchen, they're connected, warmed up. I mean, just boom, like 20 minutes. It was fantastic. A good hour into it, it was so comfortable, and it doesn't, I don't like heat. I like to be warm, but I don't like heat blowing on me like heaters can do that have fans. This, of course, doesn't have a fan, so it just radiates the heat, convection heat, and it just radiates it. So I like that because wherever it's at, yes, it's its hottest point, but it easily, being round, distributes the heat out in every direction. So it's very comfortable, and you don't actually have the heat blowing on you. What else can I tell you? Anything else that I miss? It has a fuel gauge right here, so you can see how much fuel you have in it, how you're doing on that. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That covers everything about it. So I don't want to talk too long. It's not a review, not really. I mean, it's something I bought for myself. But I felt that knowing that there's this possibility of losing our electricity, according to the government report that I started out a lot of these videos on, if we lost our electricity, we could not heat our home. So this is an excellent alternative heat source for emergencies, and that's what I want you guys to be aware of. I would suggest strongly that you keep your children away from it. They put this on to protect you from getting a bad burn. Now, if you touched anything on the inside here, yeah, you'd probably have to go to the doctor for it. You'd have a serious burn. This gets just hot enough. If you touch it, you're going to pull your hand away right away, but it's going to hurt. So from this point up, it gets really hot, so you got to be careful. I just knew our cat was going to jump up here to lay up here. The idiot jumped on our wood stove that we had at one point and couldn't get off the wood stove fast enough. But the cat and the dogs were laying all around this on the floor. It was comical. I wish I could have got a picture of it. I didn't get it at the time. The animals love it. But it works very well, and I thought you guys should be aware of that. All right, I'm talking too much. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you again for subscribing. You guys are awesome. I said I would not beat a dead horse, and I won't. But since I talked last, I did get the Patreon channel up and running. Okay, it's there. It's working. Everything's set up. The videos that I have here, I post there. When I get their little video thing worked out and understand how theirs works, I may be making other videos that are only available on Patreon. They won't be available on this channel. That is an intent. I do intend to do that. That's for the folks that decide to support my channel. There is also on my Patreon channel documents. Right now there's 4 of them that I've put up in the last week and a half that are prepping related documents. Now, these prepping related documents, I have hundreds of them, hundreds and hundreds, in every area of prepping you can imagine, okay, from nuclear to gardening to all kinds of stuff, all right, medicine, all kinds of things. So for those that support my channel by subscribing to the Patreon, it's $1 a month. That's it. I kept it at the cheapest as I could possibly do. It's $1 a month. By the way, 6 of you have so far. You all know who you are. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful. I really appreciate your support. So it's $1 a month, and there will be prepping documents and other things over time added to the Patreon channel as a thank you above and beyond the videos that you see here on YouTube. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. So thank you. That's it. I hope you guys liked it. Look forward to your comments, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.